If the other one says, oh, no, 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 then he's not allowing him. He might think, I'm a little bit more dominant. Okay? The, if the head thing hasn't worked, then he's going to put his paw on his back. Okay? Now, if you're uncomfortable with that, then at that point, I would go in and break it. Okay? Get past them, get through them. If I have the dog on a leash, I'll do a recall. The thing with the recall, if I call his name and he doesn't look at me right away, then I know that I'm going to correct as I say come. But I'm going to get that dog away, my dog, away from the other dog by a recall. I'm not going to try and panic and show the dog something happened. Okay? So I'm going to be calm, but I'm going to call the dog back. Come. Okay? And then this is where the obedience is great, where you can have your dog sit. All right? Many people get hit trying to break up dog fights. Okay? Or even at that point, getting between a dog. I just had a client call me yesterday saying a dog off leash was coming to his dog, and he got between his dog bit him because he was going after the other dog. Okay? But having control over your dog is the best thing that you can be doing for you and them. They're happier. Most 98% of the dogs don't want to be the one making all the decisions. Okay? And they get to go everywhere. What you'll find is you're the one, everything is about you, not your dog, okay? If you start giving, because this is just their nature, if they think that they're the universe, okay, that's where a lot of the problems start coming in, okay? If you're showing kindness, you let them get away with things, then what happens, or you think you're consoling them, what happens is they see that as weakness. Okay, they're dogs, and that's just how in the animal world. I was watching a show with Oprah and her dog, or even George Bush. You see when he's walking on the lawn, the White House, his dogs are running in front of him. Right away, once your dog goes in front, they're leaders. They're the ones in charge. It's just that simple. Now what we do, we tell them, hey, I don't want you walking behind me. I want you walking right here. So we start creating this as a comfort zone. Then they start understanding right from that point, you're the leader. When you stop, you tell them sit. All of a sudden, what will happen over time is that sit becomes automatic. As soon as you stop, open the door, stop to say hello to a friend, boom, your dog's in a sit. Sit means stay. Okay? So you don't break that till I tell you different. A lot of behaviors that happen at home, just with simple commands, and you showing that you're in charge, even just being out here, okay, you'll see that a lot of the problems that you might be having disappear because the dog just has that respect for you as a leader.
Major, I have a Boston Terrier at home.
Yeah.
He's the alpha dog.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've been to the group, but he seems like he's scared or intimidated of big dogs, and he's huge. I mean, and he just sticks right by me, follows me everywhere.
Yeah. Well, if you bring him in a group like this,
Uh-huh.
Well, here again, when you bring them in and they're a little nervous, if you see that they're nervous and you're trying to console them, you're also reinforcing the nervousness. Okay. The best thing to do is watch them. Don't bring any attention to it. Okay. Especially if you have a dog that is very nervous for the first time coming into a group. A lot of times when you leave the group, you go out and then you're smothering them with tones and love and everything. So when they get out of this group, they go, oh my God, thank God that's over. Okay? Here, you show them that in here was a great activity. This was the highlight of the day. When you leave through the door, you don't say a word to them. You put them in the car, it's nothing. Okay? So then they start thinking, wow, in there was pretty good. Okay? But with the Boston, if you bring him in here, you let him off leash, or if you keep him on leash, you have it loose if another dog comes up. Let him make decisions. Okay? Um, Usually little dogs, and I see that with shepherds, that they just, look at the little dog as comical. They're not, it's like one bite will destroy you. But they let the little one feel that he's the king,
Right.
you know?
He takes the tennis ball out of his mouth.
Yes.
He
Yes.
gets his whole head in there. And he plays with the pug and puts his whole mouth around her head, but he doesn't bite down.
No.
He
No.
plays good with little dogs, I just can't get him to play with big dogs.
Yeah.
His size.
No. But here again, watch what you're reinforcing. Okay? It's best, like, don't say a word to him. Okay? Let them figure it out. All right? I'm working with a client that has a Shih Tzu that's really, the dog thinks the whole world is collapsing around it. And she was very concerned about a leaf. The dog was running away from a leaf blowing in her yard. So, I told her, because then she brought the leaf over to the dog, thinking that she's doing the right thing. But the dog's running away, and she's like, no, it's okay, it's only a leaf. It's like when a dog's barking at you, you have no clue really of what they're saying, unless you have a ball and you think that they're saying throw the ball, But here again, when they're barking, you really don't know. When you're saying so much talk with the dog is only hearing tones. And if it's a nurturing tone, then it's also reinforcing the whatever nervousness. Okay, so I told her, well, when the dog is scared or anything, just leave it. I went back just this week for another lesson, and she showed me where the dog has taken a leaf, a big leaf, and brought it into the house. Okay, because it's figured out that this leaf is nothing; it's not going to hurt me.
Right.
All right. So, I mean, they pretty much mend they know what to do. It's when we start reinforcing the wrong behaviors.
The
Okay.
other thing I want to ask.
Especially when we have breeds like the shepherd, okay, where we really have to be the one strong, okay. So, like here, these two too. I know this one. Once you have this one on a leash, it's going to ignite, make it even worse, But here again, if you put your dog in a sit and kind of get his attention focused back on you, it'll be a lot better, more than him thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go over there. And it might just be he wants this one to play, but then he starts the barking,
Kind of continue on that. If you have a dog that's particularly aggressive, and occasionally at our events, there'll be one dog in particular that's just kind of wanting to dominate the others. What's the best advice in that case, for general speaking?
Okay, so more of a bully?
Yeah.
Okay, if there is one particular dog that's a bully, I would want to more take him out of the pack, all right? Because here again, and it depends, unless you have another one that can pretty much defend itself and kind of play with that dog, okay? Because all it's doing too is showing, letting the other dogs feel much more uncomfortable. I mean, they're playing fine with each other, but here comes the bully. And then all of their demeanors change and everything. Then what I would do is kind of more separate that one. That's where training with puppies, because people think that, okay, the puppy, this is where we're going to do a puppy class and socialize, okay? To me, socializing is taking your dog everywhere. Not every person that you meet you're going to like, okay? But you know how to behave and be civil, right? Because of laws. It's the same thing when you have a dog and they understand that you're the one making the decisions, okay? I've seen a lot of dogs in puppy classes because they have a bully, and puppies don't know. Um, they start getting bullied and then they start cowering. So now they think, also the owner's making it worse too by trying to console the dog and telling it it's okay, it's okay. And what happens is now the dog is really scared of other dogs and becomes very skittish. If that's not fixed over time, then when dogs come up or they see the dog, they start making decisions even later on, trying to bite or become fear biters. Okay? But getting back to bullies, and I mean, this is the one that every dog in the room, he's trying to dominate everyone. There's not another dog that can stand up to it. I definitely would just kind of take him out and relax him. Till he kind of calms down, we try him again. But it just disrupts everything, and the other dogs are learning more fear from it, okay? But I like to try and match dogs too when I have them in groups. If I have one that's really, really skittish and I have a bully, that bully's not coming in. I want dogs that will bring it out, just like what happened to the shepherd here. That was just great because I was watching him, and it took him a little time. You didn't go over there and were telling him it's okay. He figured it out, and he's up here running and everything. But with your dog here too, the recall, because she's also nervous, but she doesn't want dogs to come around her. And here again, you do have dogs that are bold and just come straight into another dog's face. It's natural that they're going to show teeth. Okay, it's like, get out of my space. She does that. She'll growl. They kind of back away. It's amazing just to watch them and see how their body language signals to the other dogs. Okay? No dog in here would I say is dog aggressive, because there'd be blood on the ground. All right? I mean, it's very rare. It's just that this is where a group like this is so beneficial.